Welcome to Backstage Muckey Landing, a somewhat occasional visit with some of the people who help create Muckey Landing, a sort of a podcast. We'll be asking a few questions, having a few laughs, and taking a look at how and why this fictional little Delaware town is so much fun. Hi, my name is Mike Polo, and I play Virgil Slatter on Muckey Landing, a sort of a podcast. And with me is Bruce Leister,
who plays Harmon Truesdale on Muckey Landing, a sort of a podcast.
I'm glad you remembered.
I was just listening to you. No.
I have that effect on people.
There you go.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
That's what so often happens.
He gets that a lot.
Yeah. And also with us is Chris Polo, the creator, producer, and director of Muckey Landing.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that on-stage stuff.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, then we got a surprise in the latest episode.
We do. We do. Anyway.
Thought you were getting away with that, didn't you,
Yeah,
Chris?
didn't you? All right. We are here talking about what goes into creating Muckey Landing. And we're actually going to talk amongst the three of us this time because, you know, we've kind of been here from the beginning.
And we're all, joined at the hips.
Well, that's true.
That makes walking difficult.
Yeah. Ironically, for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Those are some old ass hips.
It explains the limp, doesn't it there, boy?
And your get off my lawn voice.
But it's true. We've been friends for 30 years, and, somehow we fell into this whole podcasting thing. I blame Chris personally.
We all blame Chris, yes.
For so much. But, and for those of you that are noticing the sipping noises, we're having a little Kentucky coffee. It's kind of like wood stove coffee, only, better. Mm-hmm. We didn't have any wild turkey. So
we hired some Kentuckians to come in and make us coffee.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it's married to its sister.
So let's put Mikey in the hot seat.
You're going to do
first.
me.
Yeah, let's put Mikey in the hot seat.
Whoa,
here.
family friendly.
So, yeah. So first of all,
since when?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We're not.
Plus, you're married,
friendly.
Chris. Go ahead and do Mike.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here and watch.
Folks, it isn't going to get any better.
No, it usually doesn't.
No. This is actually usually what it's like, and what led to me creating a podcast because of listening to these two clowns hang out with each other and go through the kind of thing that we just went through.
Gee, maybe
frequently.
we ought to pick on you first.
No, we're not going to do
route.
that. No. I want to talk to the native Delawarean, the one native Delawarean in the room here. Right?
I guess that's me.
That would be you.
That would be you, Mike. You grew up here in Dover.
I was born and raised in Dover, Delaware, and never managed to leave.
Yeah, you've never lived anyplace else, have you?
Well, I made it almost to Smyrna for a couple of years.
That's still in Delaware, Mike.
Really?
But his dad found him at Garrison's Lake and brought him back home. He didn't quite make it.
No, he didn't make it.
Did you have your little pole with a handkerchief on your
Hobo polo?
Yeah, your army guys and your GI Joe in it.
No,
Out of town.
No, I had all my clothes strapped to the back of my motorcycle.
Well, actually, a question, because the one who writes this is not a native Delawarean. How's she now? Because I'm a Baltimorean by trade, but how is she nailing it?
She's nailing it pretty good.
Okay, I figured.
She is definitely nailing it pretty good.
Well, after all the Unleashed, I figured she's got it down.
It's all that slower Delaware stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after 30 years here, and actually, getting to that, I mean, I moved here from Texas, so I moved here from the second largest state to the second smallest state. And it was quite a contrast. I mean, Texas certainly has its own character, as we all know, larger than life. And no, I'm not one of those Texans. So, the kind that they have now, they didn't have those back then. But at any rate, I moved to Texas, took up with, met Mike at a theater when he cast me in a show.
You moved to Delaware.
I haven't
been to Texas.
Mike's not
That's
from
true.
Texas.
That's
no, I don't like Texas.
So I moved to Delaware.
I just cost us everybody listening in Dallas.
There you go.
Moved
one
to
time
Delaware
your
from
horse didn't
Dallas.
stray that one time, so maybe.
My horse did?
He didn't have a horse.
I never had a horse.
He never had a horse.
I want a horse.
I know you can't
Somebody
have a horse.
get Bruce a horsey.
Okay.
Can't keep it in an apartment, Bruce.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, taking it for walks is really
They said
tough.
that.
You know, you were talking and we interrupted. That's
yeah, go ahead.
terrible.
You guys
No,
do-
that's par for the
that's
course.
Life.
Yeah.
That is just life with you two. So yeah, moved from Dallas to Delaware. Met Mike when he cast me in a show. We eventually ended up getting married, and I've been stuck here for 30 years now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it. Delaware is
Well,
just
none of us
as
have
funny.
made any effort to leave, so
No.
we're okay being here.
Delaware is just as funny as Texas is. I mean, I thought Texas was pretty hilarious until I moved to Delaware, and you know the
Because
fact that
they don't know it.
it's and it's also concentrated. You know?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
everybody knows everything. Everybody, you know, you mentioned some obscure street corner where an accident happened, you know, and everybody knows where that is.
Well, it's not just that. It doesn't matter where you go in Delaware. You're going to find somebody that's related to a friend of yours. It's just the way it is. I mean, except for those idiots that come from New Jersey. You know, I am pissing off every state in the
Pretty
union
much.
today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Jersey, you know what? You've seen our beaches. Get the hell out. you got your own beaches. That's what drives me crazy.
Pennsylvania doesn't.
Well, there's
Well, yeah,
that.
there is
yeah.
that.
Poor Pennsylvania.
Well, they got
Poor-
the Delaware River.
We haven't picked on Pennsylvania. Come on, give us
No,
a
we
break.
really
Okay.
haven't
Give us
picked on
time.
Pennsylvania, yeah. No, you're not going to diss Pennsylvania, Mike?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Give it
Okay.
time. You know.
When you do a horror one, he comes from Pennsylvania.
Ooh, that could be fun. It came from Pennsylvania.
Amish Dracula.
With the exception of Dracula being Amish.
Well, yeah, well.
Well, you know, come on. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you managed to get here from Texas. You've
Yeah.
been here 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, you've been married to me for 30 years.
Been married, yeah. I've been here longer.
And you decided to do a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, after all those years.
Yes.
What possessed you?
We'd been doing theater this whole time, as the three of us have all been involved and have done many shows together, local theater here in Dover and a few other places from time to time. Somebody got called to do a part someplace else, but, you know, not really. Mostly right here in Dover.
It's been years.
Mostly
That-
right here in
that
Dover.
was up
but
in
yeah,
Middletown, but yeah.
I mean, really, between the three of us, we have over close to 100 years worth of theater experience, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go back to the get off of my lawn voice.
Yeah. Well, on some shows, it feels like the run was 100
Oh,
years.
yeah, tell me about it. So what made you want to write a podcast?
Well, I had always wanted to. I mean, I do write. I've written off and on over the years, several things. And I thought at some point I really wanted. I knew at some point when I retired, I figured this was going to happen when I retired. I was going to write a play, specifically a musical. I love musicals. I like writing song lyrics. Done that before, and just a bit with these two clowns once again.
Yeah.
And then I started listening to podcasts. The first one that I ever heard was Welcome to Night Vale, and it really intrigued me. And I started listening to more and more of them, and then all of a sudden, bing, it occurred to me, hey, you know, if you write a podcast instead of a show to be put on stage live, it can be recorded ahead of time. You don't have to worry about blocking. You don't have to worry about memorizing lines.
Yay for that.
Amen.
This is absolutely the perfect medium for old people, which which we are rapidly becoming. You know, I mean, it's happening, even though none of us want to admit it.
Hey, I'm going to be the nice old guy. Hey, you kids, come on, get on my lawn. Have a Snickers bar. God knows I can't chew anymore.
Yes, but those damn pieces of peanut get caught up in your teeth.
Kids,
One word. Fixodent.
Kids, don't ever take candy from that man.
No, bad idea, man. It'll be laced with bourbon or something.
So yeah, so
I
so,
sold the white van. Come on.
So I started thinking about doing a podcast, about writing a podcast, and then had to think of, well, if I'm going to do that, what's it going to be? And it had to be comedy because that's what the three of us mostly do. I had to use Mike and Bruce because I don't think anybody else would work for me. And besides which,
And nobody else wants them.
And nobody else will work with them.
well, and I've got all the dirt on them, so they really couldn't say no.
What did I say earlier? Mine and Mike's life is always easier when we just do what Chris tells us to do.
I was going to say word up, but, it just doesn't work for a man my age.
No. Hey.
Agreed.
Heard.
Yeah.
Put those fingers away.
Which one?
All of them.
Don't get me making suggestions,
right.
dude.
All of them. So at any rate, I came up with this idea of, the two of them. I'm trying to think, what could they be doing? And I'll have them own a store together. And what came to mind was a place. We have a cabin up in Pennsylvania. Mike, I think you've been there.
Once or twice.
The cabin is actually in Mike's family, so it's way out in the middle of nowhere. We love to go there. It's peaceful and quiet and all of that sort of stuff. Very small town nearby, about 20 minutes to get to the nearest town. A little town called Saladaysburg, Pennsylvania, which once had a meteor fall on it not too very long ago.
There's a nice claim to fame.
It
was aiming.
made the national news. But it did have, it had a general store, a real general store in it, which is since turned into a restaurant, which is just a darn shame because we both loved that place.
Yeah,
when it was a general
when you lose
store.
a general store, you're losing history.
Are we talking about Coex?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
I thought
yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Obviously,
Coex.
Bruce has been there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
didn't know. Well, yeah, because the first time I walked in, that big bear scared the hell out of me. Mike's like, calm down, it's stuffed. Yeah, but it's still bigger than I am.
Well,
But
yeah.
so the Muckey Landing diner and hardware and whatever it is.
She
What is
can't
it?
even remember
I know,
what she
really.
named the store.
I
Diner.
can't. No,
Muckey
no.
Landing Market,
Diner,
Diner, and Hardware Emporium.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
Chris,
I can never
read the
remember
back
first
of your
one.
cup.
Right, yeah.
It's all there.
Yes, I am holding
Oh.
an official Muckey Landing cup available on our website, www.muckeylanding.com.
Shill.
Yeah. There we go. The
Blatant
commercial is
show.
now over.
Blatant shill. But yeah, the
Oh,
the market.
no, wait. That's product placement.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Carry
Still-
on.
Still shilling. The market, that is my model for the Muckey Landing Market Diner and Hardware Emporium. It's Coex General Store in Saladaysburg, Pennsylvania. So
Which I'd
if any
like
of you
to
have ever
note.
been there, then you can really picture what this place looks like in your mind.
I would like to note
Mm-hmm.
that it never had a Homeland Security aisle.
Yeah, well, this one sure does. and everything else is in the same aisle with it, from
Yes,
marshmallows
exactly.
to feminine hygiene products. It doesn't matter as long as it
So-
starts with Homeland Security.
So, Chris, I'm going to move the story along because
you
this
go.
is getting a little long.
I sense two-parter.
That's what she
I wonder how that happened. That is not what she said. Well, maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, so how did you? I'm going to skip ahead a little bit in the story.
Yeah.
You ended up settling on doing a podcast, and you created these lovely characters, Harmon. Well, okay, Harmon's not so lovely, but you get the point.
They're
And Virgil,
both lovely.
who is adorable, and
All right.
the hell are you smoking? Jeez.
but you decided to set it in a place called Muckey Landing, and we know this doesn't exist.
No, Muckey Landing does not exist, although I can tell you exactly where it is. It is south of Dover, north of Milford and east of both of them. So more or less
Isn't
out
that
towards
Frederica?
No.
okay.
It's further out towards the river.
Well, I'll never pass geographical stuff.
It's what is it? Milford Neck? Is that the
Milford
woods
Neck
there?
is down that way?
It's right around Milford Neck, but closer,
Gotcha.
fairly close into the shore, where there's
you just
absolutely
belch?
nothing.
It's your
Oh, that
co-
was
it's your-
lovely.
It's your coffee, bitch. Don't blame me.
Man, you can't take him anywhere.
Here's
I'll tell you what.
Here's to
geez.
Kentucky.
You could have at least waved. I'd have muted you or something.
Oh, no. Well, if something else happens, I'll wait.
Oh, well, if nothing else, we'll at least be entertained.
There
yeah,
you go.
There you go. So, what was I talking about besides
Where
it
Muckey
was?
Landing was.
Muckey
Yeah.
Landing, and how you came up with that name, the place.
Oh, the name was basically Mike says he came up with the landing. I wanted a quintessentially Delaware name. There are lots of places named something Landing around here.
Yeah, there's Jonathan's Landing, and
yeah.
there's Lockerman Landing, and,
And then
this
there's
landing.
one up in Smyrna. What's
Fleming's
Smyrna?
Landing.
Is that Fleming's? I
Yeah,
remember looking.
that's east of Smyrna.
Yeah, I remember looking at the map and centering in on Smyrna in particular. And
Why would you want to do that?
People from
I'm
Smyrna don't
fascinated
even
by
center in on
maps.
Smyrna.
I love maps.
Oh,
Okay.
but
I do.
Smyrna?
It was close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Smyrnadelphia.
And but at any rate, so Mike says he suggested Landing to me, which I liked, and then I needed someplace else in front of that, and since I knew it was we have a lot of marshes along the coast here.
Yeah, just
in
a
case,
few.
In case you haven't been to Delaware, that's pretty much a salient feature is marshes.
Yeah.
Especially as you get further downstate, and the one highway that we have gets closer to the coast as you go. And
Yeah,
goes through
there
a
it
lot of
splits up,
marshlands.
but
Yeah. So, I knew it was going to be, kind of a little town out on the marsh someplace, kind of forgotten that nobody ever goes to, kind of like Lipsick.
There you go. or Little Creek.
Or Little Creek.
Little Creek,
yeah.
Exactly. And for those of you who don't know, Lipsick is actually spelled Leipzig, like Leipzig. Well, it's close, isn't it? Leips.
It's spelled exactly like the one in Germany.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Leipzig.
Yeah.
Are there
so
Germans
it's
still
Leipzig.
living there? I heard they just marched right in there.
But see, I'm going to skip right over that. But Delaware place names are really just hilarious because they have a town called what I thought was Houston. No, it's Houston. They have
Hardscrabble?
They have Newark, which is it's Newark.
Right.
And we can always spot a non-Delawarean when they call it Newark.
Yeah, we have something that's spelled Hazlettville, and it's actually Hazelville.
Hazelville, yeah, it's pronounced. That's how it's pronounced.
I live
right?
on Lockerman Street, and I look at the sign, and it's Lukerman Street. So
Exactly.
who knew?
Yeah. Delaware's a little strange.
Yeah, it is. Not to mention the ever popular Assawoman Canal. Yeah, we love that one. Assawoman Gas. Remember that episode?
That's a woman gas.
Yeah, no, that was Assawoman Gold.
Oh, that's right. It's when the weed farmers came in.
Yeah.
What was it? No stems, no seeds that you don't need. Assawoman Gold is some badass weed. Wow.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong, we apologize.
We're sorry for that. But,
Yes.
And we're not going to harmonize anytime soon.
We did it once, but it was a mistake.
Yeah. It was an accident.
Indeed.
Sorry, that's an accident.
Right. So, Bruce, you're a Baltimorean, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's a little bit of your past in Muckey Landing. What part's true?
My grandmother, God rest her soul, she was a character, so why not be one in this? But lived in downtown Baltimore, but
And her name was?
Oh, God. Rosario, who we called Sadie, Glorioso, who married my grandfather, Giuseppe Valenziano. So all nice, Southern Delaware names. And but she lived downtown and had a whole garden in her concrete walled backyard which
She raised chickens?
she actually didn't. I know in the episode, but I think you've got them living in her bedroom, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, I was like a fifth floor walk up or something.
But yeah, and never lost the accent.
And then she lived on Monument Avenue, right?
Monument Street, yep.
Monument Street.
Yep.
Monument Street, right? All
Monument and Curly Street there used to be Joe's Market, which was my grandfather's market. And then he retired, and a guy named Sam bought it. It was Sam's Market. And then I'm not sure what happened after he retired. It might be a brothel. I'm not sure. But
You sure it wasn't before he retired?
well, I tried to talk him into it, but as puberty hit me like a sledgehammer. But
can you do an imitation of your grandmother?
my God.
You do a few imitations.
What was it in the episode? Because you had me washing her back, and then I go, Brucey, come here and wash my back. And I go, oh, for the love of sweet Jesus, no. Brucey, don't be a bobble. Stupid, yes, Grandma. Yeah. Wipe your funja. That's twin, that's chin. Not what you think I'm wiping.
Wait a minute, twin? Really?
I don't know where twin came from.
I have no idea either.
Kentucky.
Yeah, sometimes I worry about you. Other times I'm totally sure.
There you go.
Anyway.
So yeah, parts of probably definitely parts of Mike's past with Coick's General Store in Saladaceburg, Bruce's grandmother. It's like don't tell me anything you don't want to show up on the podcast because I'll use it.
Didn't bother me.
Yeah, no.
She was funny and never knew it. So we're making sure people know, Grandma. That's all.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love you.
So, and I'm going to throw this one in because I really enjoy working with you. I have for years. We've done, I don't know how many shows together.
Oh, my God. I couldn't even count.
I mean, you count the tunas and the Greater Tuna shows and
Camping with Henry and Tom. Catfish Moon.
Catfish Moon, that was fun.
Yeah.
And so many others. But, this is a little different. I mean, this is one where you can actually sink your teeth into the character because it's ongoing. And
That's right. It's not like a theater show where you have one character, you rehearse for 6 weeks, you put
And
it
then
on,
you're done.
and then bye, it's gone, and you'll probably you'll never do that again if you're smart.
Well, there's that.
Exactly. But
Because we've been doing Virgil and Harmon for like 2 years now.
yeah, and we keep discovering new things about them, and which is something that's a little disturbing.
But I love the no rehearsals. That used to take up 3 nights a week of your time, and no memorizing lines. You screw it up, you just cut, and Michael edit the heck out of it when everything's done. So,
Speaking of editing,
there you go.
yes,
What I do now.
how's that for a transition?
Oh, that was interesting.
Mr. Mike Polo was instrumental in actually making this be a podcast because I knew absolutely nothing about what was required. Technically, what equipment do you need? How do you make this happen? How do you record it? And fortunately, the guy I married happens to have some background on that, which is...
Oh, that's a question?
That was a question.
That was a question.
Wow, talk about your lead-in. Drink up, Shriner.
Well, let's see. It's not like I like to talk about myself or anything.
Okay, this is a good point for me to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Let's see. Well, Dad owned a stereo shop in Dover, and my granddaddy...
It all started at a little 1,500-watt radio station
in Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, if y'all are going to interrupt, I'll let you tell the story.
No.
Did you expect anything else?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But, I'm not going to sit still for it either. Dad owned a stereo shop. He did a lot of sound work when I was growing up. And my granddaddy owned a TV and stereo repair shop, also here in Dover. And I kind of got into it that way. When I first started playing with music and sound and all of that, I was doing playback, playing the soundtrack for ballet. I think I was 13 when I started. My sister was in ballet. And I started there. When I got out of high school, I was looking for a job because, Dad didn't really want me hanging around the house unemployed. And I ended up working at a little radio station, literally, 5,000 watts max, and here in Dover. And I was there actually, in Dover, I was there for 5 years, and then I was down in Milford for another 5. And it was... That's where I really got the sound background, creating commercials, adding sound effects, having a good time. And I never
developing that very studly voice.
Yeah, well, if nobody can see me, I mean, I have a face made for radio.
Actually,
if you're waiting for an argument from over here, you're going to be waiting a long time.
And
because radio's TV for ugly people.
And actually,
I told that one. You owe me a dime.
I rearranged it.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Actually, he comes by the voice. Honestly, he sounds just like his father.
I got the voice from Dad, but
Yeah.
I'd say I inherited it. But
Yeah.
he's still alive.
This is true.
I have to
Yeah.
talk nicely about him.
Right.
But I remember a
right.
conversation you had with me. And then, Bruce, what happened? Bruce, wake up. Wake up. Oh, man. Yeah, it was some
Okay.
voice there.
Okay, Vince, don't pay no attention to that man.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
But anyway, that's where I learned to play with the music, play with the sounds, have some fun. I got into video as part of my career later on at with the state, and here I am. It's this is fun.
And it's worked out really well because we've had, I've had a lot of fun, like flipping through the pages on Amazon saying, "Ooh, I want one of those and I want one of those." And and
There's
then
some
Mike,
truth to that.
And no, but Mike has put together our entire recording studio
At the house.
as we're sitting here in my family room with the dog over there asleep in the sunshine on her dad's chair. That's he spawned a dog.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
It's over there.
Did
Yeah,
it hurt?
That's your daughter.
I heard you howling.
Yeah. But at any rate, he was the one who actually made it happen technically because I knew from nothing. I could write, but I had no clue. And speaking of writing, let's go back a few years on a project that we worked on together. Several projects we
Which
worked
one?
on together.
Which one? Yeah.
Which ones?
Okay.
Ones.
Delaware Unleashed.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which came in handy for Muckey Landing.
It sure did.
Because anytime we got to Act 3, which was Sussex County, that was basically Muckey Landing put to song.
For those
We
who
just didn't know it yet.
For those who have no clue what we're talking about,
Which would be everybody.
which would be
everybody,
pretty much
yeah.
everybody out there, yeah. For how many years did we do
Well,
those?
it wasn't continuous, but it was
No.
11 years total.
Yeah.
We did 3, took a break, did another 2, took a break.
Yeah,
did
I think
another-
there were 7 of them.
7, 8 total. something like
seven
that,
or
yeah.
8 over the course of 11 years, right?
Yeah, my
That
memory's
were-
not what it
yeah.
used to be.
That were put together as fundraisers for the local theater that we work at, the Kent County Theater Guild. Give them a plug. Yeah, go to the shows.
KCTG.org.
There you go. Thanks, Bruce. That was
That
good.
that was
Wow.
good.
Wow, I'm surprised. He's awake.
Well, because I didn't have to say the words, just the letters.
But at any rate, the theater needed something to happen during the summertime. Bruce is fascinated by his coffee cup.
No,
right
there was
now.
something at the bottom that I never saw before.
It was a booger, man.
Yeah, no, now with new KO35. I think it was one of the ads in Scrambled Eggs.
Yeah,
Speaking
it
of things,
probably
speaking of
was.
things we wrote,
Yes.
I just
Yeah, he's
dawned on
looking
me.
at a
Yeah.
coffee mug that has a logo from a show that we wrote years ago.
In desperation.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That's a whole nother story.
That is a whole nother
But
story.
yeah, the theater needed to raise money during the summer, and it needed to be cheap, and it needed to bring in a lot of money. And so we said, the three of us got together and like idiots said, "Hey kids, let's put on a show, and we can write it, and we can stage it, and write all the jokes, and your mom can make the costumes, and all of that
Mom
sort
was
of stuff.
lousy at
And
costumes.
yeah, she
There
didn't
you
help
go.
with that. No, she really didn't.
Well, and
But-
keeping in mind, we kind of took over. The fundraiser had actually been around in different variations.
Right. And we were like the Young Turks
Yeah.
that came in and.
But we learned under some pretty good people.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Shug
Well, actually-
Adlam, Jane Polo. It was, it was an experience, but we took it to that next level.
How
Right.
many people can we insult and get away with?
Well, that wasn't actually the
Offend.
next level.
I think offend was the word I was going for.
That was the one you were
Yeah.
looking
Right.
for. But, this was, we changed things up because Chris said, I can write parody songs.
And she was right.
Actually,
And she
I
was
was
right.
actually I was what made it be Delaware Unleashed was the fact that when I was living in Texas in San Antonio, during Fiesta, every year the gay community would put on a parody presentation, a parade, mocking the big parade with all of the what do they call them? The girls who come out, the debutantes. Mocking all the debutantes.
I thought you were going to Thanksgiving. I was looking for underdog.
No, she said the girls that come out. I thought she was talking about the gay community right there.
But no, they put on a fabulous show that was kind of a mockery of what?
What you're talking about? Okay, fabulous.
They did. If you had seen it, you would have said the same thing.
I'm saying it right now. I think
This
it
is
was fabulous.
They put on this incredible show at the theater in San Antonio where the river goes down between the audience
Oh, yeah,
and the
that
stage.
corner.
Yeah,
I
that.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those who've been to San Antonio know what I'm talking about. Riverfront Theater in San Antonio. And they put on this wonderful show mocking essentially all the debutantes in their fabulous dresses on floats in the Fiesta Parade. And it really stuck with me. I laughed myself silly the one time I got to see it. And it told me something, which is that people love to make fun of they love to see somebody else who's good at it make fun of the place that they live at. And so I think literally for years I was badgering you two about, we could do a fundraiser where we make fun of Delaware. That would be so funny.
Yes, you did.
And finally they
And
succumbed.
chauvinist that we are, we said, shut up and get back in the kitchen and bake us a pie.
I don't remember the bake us a pie part, but the
No,
rest
I
of
just
it we
threw- I
did.
just
Yeah,
threw it
I
in
Do you
there.
remember?
the
Do you
rest of
remember
it.
me kicking you in the nuts?
Yeah. Wow, we are channeling our inner South Park here.
Oh yes, I'm afraid so.
For legal reasons, it's North Park. Okay.
So at any rate, that always stuck with me. That make fun of where you live and people will love it.
Well,
so
people get it. When we would write songs, what about Department of Transportation? Oh God, people
Del Doc.
ate it up because they lived through it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the politicians,
exactly.
they knew who we were singing about. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, they did eat
so,
it
yeah,
up.
we put together a musical comedy fundraiser with, all sorts of jokes about life in Delaware. A 2 to 3 hour extravaganza. And as word caught on over the
When
years.
the beauty of it was 3 acts, and we have 3 counties.
Yeah.
For
That
those
was
of you
convenient.
who don't know, Delaware has exactly three
Three
counties:
counties.
Newcastle,
Act
Kent,
1, Act
and
2, and
Sussex.
Act 3.
Exactly, and it worked out so well.
It really did,
It really
yeah.
did because
And anybody that lives here knows the further south you go, the funnier it gets. So, Act 3, everybody was drunk and howling.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yes,
and-
literally howling sometimes.
And the Muckey Landing Market Diner and Hardware Emporium is kind of on the line between Kent and Sussex counties.
Right.
So it's getting down there. It gets a lot of that whole Sussex County
Hurting.
comedy. Yeah. Okay. He just said.
Did you hurt yourself?
He just said Harrington, which is a town in this state, but it's pronounced Hurton.
Well,
the
only
people
if
that
you're a
live there.
proper Delawarean.
If you're from Sussex County, it's Hurton.
Well, Kent Countyans do
Yeah.
that,
Well,
too.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Newcastle County, they don't have a clue.
They're above, they're above the canal.
They're a suburb of Pennsylvania. We all know that.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia,
They're a
somewhere,
suburb of
somewhere up
Philly.
there.
Yeah.
Anyway. We are starting to wind down at, oh my
Well, at least
God,
we
we've
need a
been-
real refill on the coffee.
That about wraps it up. My name is Mike Polo, and I've been sitting here chatting with Chris Polo and Bruce Leister about the creation of Muckey Landing, a sort of a podcast. You've been listening to Backstage Muckey Landing. Be sure to check out Muckey Landing, a sort of a podcast at muckeylanding.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Season 2 is underway. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating and review. They really do help. See ya.